Now, moving to different types of cloud computing provided in the market. We have three types of cloud computing. First one is the private cloud, second public cloud, and third one is the hybrid cloud. Now I am moving one by one. In private cloud, you own all the hardware or at least have control over it. The hardware that runs your services and houses your data is somewhere in your on-premises data center. The complete control comes at a price. You must purchase and maintain everything. Just like in current scenario, we have lots of data center and all the and you can see in different in different premises there are some server room available, and in that server room the some guys are continuously working 24 hours. Then and in that infrastructure, for any hardware failure, for power supply, okay, for each and everything we have to monitor, we have to purchase, we have to maintain. So this is this is not easy for managing, and it will and we can say that the use cost required for this. So So here we have one line definition that you pay for what you own, not for what you use. Okay, that just like if you have a big server room, then you have to pay for all. Okay, but here what we are using, suppose sometime might be due to less traffic, we are using 4 or 5 nodes only, and we have capacity of 100 nodes. Then here we have to pay, we have to manage 100 nodes, but we are using only 4 to 5 nodes. So so you pay for what you own, not for what you use. This is the private cloud. Now, second, public cloud. In public cloud model, you don't own any hardware. Your cloud vendor is responsible for purchasing and maintaining all hardware. The public cloud consists of all the services and compute resources that you do not own yourself, but that you use for your from your cloud provider. And the provider is responsible or keeping everything and adhering service level agreement. Okay, just in this model we don't need to develop infrastructure. Suppose and most of the small companies, small establishments are not in a capacity to build their private cloud, so they are opting public cloud, and they are purchasing or maintaining they are purchasing and maintaining only their sites only. uh, then we can say that here we are paying rent. Suppose suppose everyone can develop a website, and after developing your website, you need to host that. Then what you are doing, you are purchasing a domain name and a disk space, and after that you are hosting that application. Okay, that means, and you are paying yearly basis. That means after 1 year you have to renew. Okay, then this is the public cloud. Okay, then here one liner definition is you pay for what you use, not for what you own. Okay, that means if you are using if you are using minimum disk space, then you have to pay minimum disk space, rent for minimum disk space, not for the complete server. Now I'm moving to third type, hybrid cloud. Hybrid, it is combination, or we can say that it is the mixture of public and private cloud. Okay, just in most of the companies, and we are also in HCL, we are also thinking about hybrid cloud, because we have sensitive data. So we are thinking that we are in process to uh, keep data at in our premises, and after that we will host application on public cloud. So we are going to opt hybrid cloud, and it may be possible if everything is fine, then we will decide for public cloud also. Okay, so in hybrid cloud we can use benefit of public and private cloud both. Okay, this is the types of cloud computing. Now I am moving to different benefits of cloud computing. Why cloud computing is going or is we can say that this concept is increasing day by day, and in coming year, most of the and we can say that the cloud computing is increased, and maybe it made possible in coming year the concept of private cloud. uh, Private cloud is going to end, and we are hosting each and everything on cloud environment, public cloud. Okay, then what are the benefits? First benefit is the less expensive. Here, suppose uh, at the time of big billion sale, we need twice or thrice multiple nodes at that time. So big billion sale is only for 1 week or 1 month, and that time what we can do, we can just uh, take some additional resources from our cloud provider. Okay, at that time we are not going to establish our infrastructure. So what we need to do, just we need to pay only for rent for only for 1 month. So it is less expensive. Another one is device and location independence. Suppose actually this cloud computing, or we can say that this infrastructure is not just like hypothetical and it is moving in the cloud, in the sky. No, for this cloud computing we have data centers, and we have the infrastructure. Okay, and that infrastructure is scattered in all over the world. So here there is no restriction. If we want to host our application in US, then we can host over there. If we want to host in the data center available in Europe, then we can host there. Then there is no location boundation. Okay, suppose we have developed application, and that application is used only in India. Then what we can do, we can prefer the location which is available in India. Okay, third one is less maintenance. Yeah, here we only need to maintain our application. We don't need to think about the VM and the server, power supply, etc. So Here, less maintenance is required only for application. Fourth one is multi-tenancy. Multi-tenancy, that means uh, a single resource is rented by multiple users. Okay, that means here we have ATM machine installed in everywhere, but that machine is not only for me, that is for the public. And what we are doing, we are going and taking money from ATM. So that is available for public. So here a single server can be given to multiple users as per their need, as per their requirement. So multi-tenancy means excuse me. Yeah, sorry. So multi-tenancy means giving a single resource to multiple users. Okay. Then next, performance. Yeah. We are hosting applications as per geographic locations. So if the application is used worldwide, then we can prefer the local server for hosting or replicating our source code or application. So it will increase performance of our application. And next, if the performance is good, then it will be more productive. Next, reliability. Yeah, the cloud computing or the cloud servers are more reliable. That means here there is no power cut, there is no natural disasters, because each and everything is maintained. And we have server at application at one state, DR site in another place, so it is already maintained by the cloud providers. Next one is scalability. Yeah, scalability, just I have explained earlier that we can scale up our application. That means as per our requirement, we can increase the processing and computing speed of our application and our rented VMs. Last one is security. Yeah, it's a major concern that we are hosting our application and keeping data on public cloud. Then can it be stolen, and can it be destroyed? So you can go the Microsoft or any cloud computing providers website, and there you can see they have lots of certification taken from the different countries regarding security. So if they have already certified, then then we can say that our application and the data is much secure in cloud environment. Then these are the benefits of cloud computing.